Mayfair. Oh no, you don't wanna take it there. Thinking about my next move in my thinking chair. This chip is on my shoulder and it's staying there.
So I'm looking online and I'm seeing things, and Eminem goes ahead and he puts out, some information that people wanted to know. There's a couple of different topics that Eminem touches on. He's talking about the MGK situation, and he's also talking about why he responded to Joe Buttons the way that he did on Kamikaze. Now, a lot of us heard the response on Kamikaze, and some people, that listened to the album, it had a pretty good, reception from the audience. A lot of people liked it. The people that I've talked to liked it. Of course, when you have old classics like, Marshall Mathers' first albums, it's going to be very, very difficult to top something like that. But in a climate of rap right now, I think that the album was needed. And I think that he did a pretty good job by addressing a lot of people in a lot of different topics. Now, Eminem goes ahead and he's talking about the reason as to why he responded to Joe Buttons. And it's kind of deeper than what Joe Buttons is making it seem, and deeper than what a lot of people in the media is making it seem. Basically, Eminem is saying that he went ahead and him and his company, they invested a lot of money in the slaughterhouse. He gave the rappers a lot of creative control to where they can go ahead and do their own albums if they wanted, and that's what a lot of them did. He just wanted them to just come back and make a dope slaughterhouse album. He went ahead and he spent upwards of over $100,000 on the project, and then when the project was all said and done and finished, it was not well received by the populace or the general public, and that consume music. So he ended up having a loss on the project. And after that, Joe Buttons kind of came to them yo, where's the money? So, Joe Buttons is not really understanding, how things work with investment and then, recuperate money. Joe just feels like he should get paid. And I understand, when you're spending a lot of time, working on something, you want to be compensated. How the logistics work out in that, I'm not sure. But Joe Buttons was feeling some type of way. And, M was feeling some type of way at that point. And Joe Buttons goes ahead and he gets with DJ Academics and he trashes Eminem's album after Eminem is going on his platforms, a big mega star, and he's kind of pushing Slaughterhouse. He's using his platform to kind of make them more popular. He even went as far as sponsoring a battle rap event or throwing a battle rap event and having Joe Buttons as one of the main characters and just doing anything and everything that he could to try to promote the Slaughterhouse brand or the people that he rocked with. And for him to see Joe Buttons kind of crap on his album like he did, it made him feel some type of way. And I can understand that, from a point of view like that. And he also goes ahead and he kind of addresses the MGK situation. Now, me, I'm from Cleveland, so I'm rocking with MGK, but at the same time, I have to look at this objectively. Eminem kind of, he revealed a couple of things, the real reason, the petty reason as to why he responded to MGK, and it's not for the reasons as to why MGK may think. Now, MGK says, the reason why he's responding to me because I said his daughter looked cute about 6 years ago, and then he tried to, ban me from going on Shade 45 and tried to talk to Rosenberg to have my album shelved and all kind of other stuff. But Eminem is saying the reason as to why, he responded to MGK is because MGK, he's been dissing, and ever since he thought that, Eminem had something to do with him not going on Shade 45. He kind of did a freestyle kind of talking about it, and then he went ahead and he dissed Eminem on the album. And then he went ahead, when Eminem wasn't too sure whether or not the diss was directed at him because he's talking about you're not rap guys. He, MGK goes ahead on Twitter and he pretty much says it blatantly, you are not a rap guy. Eminem took that as a sign, as a diss, He felt like he needed to respond to him at that point, and then he ended up later on hearing about the Haley situation, Now, whether or not that's true, I'm not sure, but I do have to say, to be completely objective, it sounds kind of, unreasonable, or I should say it sounds kind of interesting that you wait 6 years to respond to this guy, and, you just, the Haley situation has nothing to do with the reason as to why you responded. I'm not sure if I can believe that, but I will say this, saying? Eminem kind of opened up a lot of people's eyes on the real reasons as to why he was feeling the way that he feels. Now, I'm wanting like kind of like a different type of response. I want Eminem to drop an album. I want him to drop, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily an album, but like a diss track, you know what I'm saying? To kind of come back at MGK, because obviously MGK, I think he's got like 70 million views off of the diss track that he had. Eminem said in an interview that he heard the diss track and he said it was a pretty good diss, you know what I'm saying? Like he had pretty good lines in there. So for him to respect that diss track, I would expect him to, you know, kind of respect the art form of battle rap or rap, you know what I'm saying? And to come at, you know, MGK with, you know, like a response. So Eminem is kind of like, in a sense, as I'm looking at it, he is responding to MGK in an interview form, you know what I'm saying? He's saying he's kind of going to just sit back and see how things go, you know what I mean, before he, you know, gets involved in anything. So, you know, for right now, it is what it is. I think that's as far as it's going to go, like with the response to MGK, because he feels like, you know, if I respond to this guy, I may be, you know, not doing anything but making him bigger. Now, I'm looking at this like MGK's got millions of views off of this, bruh, but, you know, to, you know, celebrities, 1 million views is like 1,000 views, you know what I'm saying? So if somebody's getting like 77 million views, to them it's like 77,000 views, you know what I'm saying? It sounds kind of crazy to wrap your head around, but when you used to, you know, Eminem's got albums or songs that's got, you know, 1.5 billion views, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. So 77 million views to a person like that, you know, is not really, you know, that impactful to him, you know what I mean? Even though to the populace that loves rap, you know, we looking at this like, bro, it's time to respond, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Eminem kind of, he put out a response. There will be another, you know, part 3. So I don't know if he's going to detail anymore. I just think Eminem is using this as a platform just to get a lot of things off of his chest. This is kind of like a therapeutic form for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though music used to be, you know, it seems like this is kind of like a new therapeutic way for him to get at people and have a lot of attention, like, at the same time. So comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. Peace.
Hey, PIPERBOY, I don't know, dude. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know, Eminem kind of responded, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I want him to respond because I like drama, you know what I mean? But, you know, like the reason why he, you know, diss MGK, I don't know if I believe it, you know what I'm saying? But MGK felt like it was something else. And then Sway was kind of validating what MGK said in a sense, you know what I'm saying? When he was just like, yo, I had to tell MGK he couldn't come on Shade 45, you know what I'm saying? So Sway kind of kept it real with Eminem, you know what I mean? So I don't know, MGK might be right, you know, about that situation, but at the same time, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. You know, Eminem, you called that man out. You know what I'm saying? And then he spit that hot fire. You know what I'm saying? So you might have to respond to that. You know what I'm saying? More so than just the interview. But, you know, I get it. You know what I'm saying? You feeling yourself. You feel like if you respond to him, you might make him bigger. But at the same time, Eminem, this is rap. You know what I'm saying? It's a competitive sport. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be calling people out and expecting them not to respond. You know what I'm saying? That man defended himself, you know, and you saying that he responded to a response. But, you know, I don't think that, you know, that little shot you threw at him, you know, is enough. You know what I mean? You might have to come back at that boy, because that boy is trying to take your head off him.
Trying to kill that dude.
We all looking at you kind of funny now. You know what I mean? So, you know, I still rock with you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. I know you can do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to eat. I don't want to sleep.
Oh, come
don't
on,
breathe
bro.
till I see what I want to see. And what I want to see is you go to sleep in the dirt.
It's not Ja Rule,
just
bro.
rapping that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I know Eminem can spit. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I just want to say shout out to Remy Ma. You know what I
Papoose go get your ass.
I can't shout out Remy Ma.
That's Papoose girl, bro.
My bad, Papoose. You know what I'm saying? But don't plug, dude.
For real?
Yeah, dude.
Alright.
Alright, bye, dude.
Subscribe.
It be hard to watch your cash when the vans keep dropping. Got the